I mean, I got a quick little story. So like the first week of me working at the Great Wolf Lodge, like it's a funny story. Well, I mean, it wasn't funny at the time, but it's funny now. So I got after I was done training, I was told to, like, whenever there's like a noise complaint, or if anyone has issues at the Great Wolf Lodge, they call for security. So I'm always the face of the company when I go to these people's door. So my first week on the job, I knock on the door, and the lady was just like, she was upset because there were like socks. There was like somebody left socks in a room, and I guess the housekeepers didn't clean the socks before they turned the room over and had them move into the room. So she was just like screaming and complaining, like, yo, like, I paid all this money. There's dirty socks in my room. And I never dealt with that. Like, I've never dealt with something that was like not my fault, but like it had to be my fault. You know what I mean? Because I'm the face of the company. So I told her, like, I'm sorry you had to go through that. Or I'm sorry. That's what I said. I said, I'm sorry you had to go through that. And she was just like, you're sorry I have to go through that. And she was just like, I want to speak to your manager. So she was like, no, I want to speak to the general manager. So I was like, all right. So I'm walking back to the general manager's office, and I'm like, yo, like, I'm probably gonna get fired. Like, this is probably, like, I probably messed up like my first week. So I walked into the manager's office, the general manager's office, and I was like, hey, yo, listen, like, Bill, I messed up. Like, I said this lady had dirty socks in her office, I mean, in her room, and I told her that like, I'm sorry she had to go through that. And I'm like I'm so, like, I said, I thought that was the right thing to say. You feel me? Because I am sorry. Shit. So he's laughing, and he's like, don't worry about it, Quincy, I'll handle it. So I walk out, and I'm following him, and he was like, what seems to be the problem? And she, screamed the same way she was yelling at me, like, my room was this and that. And the manager was like, what? He was like, what? You had dirty socks in your room? He radios into housekeeping. He was like, he said, get me the director of housekeeping right now. The director came over here. He said, this lady paid X amount of dollars for a room, and she has dirty socks in her room. She said, get her he upgraded her room. Upgrade her the room. I want dinner on us, and I want to give her a late checkout. And he was like, ma'am, I'm so sorry you had to go through that. You spent way too much money to be treated like that. I remember sitting back, like, after he did all that, like, she was like, wow. Like, it was just a total switch. She was just like happy. Everything changed. And I just remember thinking, like, that's why they pay him more than me. Yeah. Right there. And it made me learn. I learned that overcorrecting is essential, very essential in housekeeping. And I use that now. Anytime there's a mistake or anything that had to do with my Airbnb, I'm offering pizza. I'm offering late checkouts. If I don't have a booking for the next day, I'm offering an extra day. And that's what got us Superhost status in 90 days.
90 days, Superhost. Okay, overcorrecting is essential. I like that. That's a bar. I gotta write that down. Overcorrecting.
That's real life though, because this is something that we talk about. People will remember how you treat them more than what you did for them. People will remember that every single time.
How you made them feel.
Yeah, how you made them feel, like how you treat them, how you make them feel. So overcorrecting is like, okay, I understand how you feel, and I'm gonna make you feel better. Like, all right, I'm gonna give you something that makes you feel better. And so, you know what I mean? That is one of the, like you said, it's essential to any, that's essential to any business, but especially in a hospitality business.
Overcorrecting is essential. That's a bar. So